Good evening and welcome to Primetime News. I'm Sandru Ferdinando. Before we get into your stories in detail, let's take a quick look at your headlines.
State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe says he is ready to let go of his position. Questions raised in Parliament over the powerful person in government who wants to prevent the names of those who took bond money from being revealed. Kerosene prices to be reduced from Monday. Minister Palita Range Bandara's son remanded over accident. Sri Lanka bags 1 gold and 3 silver at the 18th Asian Junior Athletic Championships.
State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe convened a media briefing today to respond to the exposed claiming he had obtained 3 separate checks from W.M. Mendes and Company, which is part of the Perpetual Group.
Most importantly, I have never taken money from businessmen. It is my policy. If anyone volunteers to support me, they do so via my friends and have been spent on the election campaigns because there is no obstruction from the law. It was only in 2015 it came to light W.M. Mendes and Company was associated with PTL. I did not know who owned W.M. Mendes and Company. I was not even aware of these checks. The checks were collected by my campaign team and in cash to make payments. There is no law. If the Speaker tells me not to obtain money, I will not take money. It must be my bad luck. These checks reach my friends. I must face this now. This is what you call politics. I am not afraid to face this and I am not afraid to leave politics as well. If the leadership and the Speaker say I have committed a wrong and it is better for me to leave politics, I am prepared to leave my position as MP. I am thankful it's only 3 million. It's good it was exposed so we can clear our names. We were accused of purchasing apartments for 100 million or 200 million rupees. I will be glad to use this money for social service.
State Minister Sujiva Senasinghe was known to the public via our media network. As we respect him, we will not make any comment on his statement and we award him an opportunity to express his views. The decision rests with the people. However, one important fact needs to be mentioned. We strongly believe no person, including the Secretary to the President, has any right to prevent the facts revealed by the Presidential Commission of Inquiry from being made public. The people of this country believe the President's Secretary, a seasoned public servant, would not resort to such actions. It is in fact the aspiration of the people that those involved in the largest financial scam in the country, the Treasury bond scam, are brought before the law. According to the Attorney General's Department, the present investigations are based on 2 objectives. 1. To locate the money trail of the loot of this scam. This means how the proceeds of the bond scam were given to W.M. Mendes and Company and Walt and Rowe Associates by Perpetual Treasuries Limited and thereafter given to other parties. 2. To assist the authorities to confiscate the proceeds of crime.
A debate took place in Parliament once again today over the allegations that MPs received gratifications from those involved in the central bank treasury bond scam.
Statements were made in this House over the matters being discussed via social media, newspapers and the media over those who had taken money from Perpetual Treasuries Limited following the bond scam. The names of the MPs who were a subject of these discussions have also been mentioned. Today those people were brought to national television and asked to refer to us as thieves and thugs. In this situation, what needs to happen is not to speak against us. They must reveal to the country the name list of the 118, the 166 or 25 people.
If there is no list of 118 or 166, where do you expect me to bring those names from?
Vital information from the bond scam was exposed via COPE. Some of the COPE members had dealings with the accused in the central bank bond scam. The Attorney General has informed this. As a service to the nation, these people need to leave from these positions or they need to be removed. Inform the parties to remove them.
The appointments are made by the party. The party leaders have presented their facts. This issue was raised in Parliament and was discussed at the party leaders' meeting. The party leaders have an opportunity to act.
It is reported on social media The IGP and Shani Abesekara from the CID has been asked to come to Parliament and requested not to produce the B report in court by powerful people in government. If such a thing has happened, the speakers must look into this.
Meanwhile, Executive Director to Cafe Kirti Tennakon convened a media briefing today.
We received an SMS that the Attorney General says releasing Annex C350 of the Bond Commission report will not have an impact on the investigations. We are requesting for the entire Bond Commission report and not just C350. They have concealed around 6,200 pages. Sometimes the number of pages hidden can be higher. We are sure these pages have been concealed. We want to have access to the evidence given by Nandalal Veerasinghe and Dharmapala, and even the evidence of Kasun Palisena, who is in remand custody. How will their statements be an obstruction to the investigations? There are more than 200 people who have obtained money from this matter. We can state that just as politicians have taken money, there are others too who have taken money. The mastermind of the bond scam is making attempts to prevent facts being reported to court.
Continuing in more local news, social activist Namal Konaratne convened a media briefing and expressed the following views. Let's have a look.
They speak of 118 people in Parliament. They must expose the names of the 118 people who took bribes from Arjun Aloysius. In addition, in Parliament, there are people who are involved in ships, Kafir fighter jets and houses in Malwana. They have swallowed so much, they have become obese. These are the people who looted the nation's resources. With these revelations, it appears other crimes are being swept under the carpet. This is a topic among all the people. However, those who have been nabbed are small-sized fish. The sharks and whales are out there in the open. If we take a look at this matter, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe needs to be behind bars. But it is Arjun Aloysius who is behind bars. Arjuna Mahendan's whereabouts remain unknown. We have serious doubts if Mahendan is kept hidden. The President too has a responsibility. Why are these names not being exposed? Does it include the President's name as well? The President can issue an order to reveal these details. Why is he not doing so?
We wish to issue a challenge to all economists, primary dealers, bankers, and anyone with sufficient knowledge to calculate and provide the analysis to work out the loss computation based on officially reported treasury bill and bonds data and clearly stated hypothesis that will reveal the extra interest cost incurred by the government over the 30-year period as a result of the increase in the entire spectrum of interest rates. The challenge is valid for 1 week. The winner who provides the closest answer will collect a payment of 100,000 rupees from our network. The decision will be at the sole and exclusive discretion of Newsfirst.
Moving on to another story which made to the headlines, the Chief Executive Officer of Sri Lankan Airlines, Captain Suren Ratwatta, had resigned yesterday. Suren Ratwatta is a brother of Charita Ratwatta, the senior advisor to the Prime Minister. However, questions are now being raised on who is responsible for certain issues that arose during his tenure.
According to an internal communication issued by the chairman of Sri Lankan Airlines, Ranjit Fernando, Captain Suren Ratwatta had agreed to take an early retirement. The document notes there will be a new chief for the commercial division. However, it must be noted, according to the Fiscal Management Report of 2018, published by the Ministry of Finance and Mass Media, the loss of Sri Lankan Airlines increased to 28.4 billion rupees in the review period 2017, compared to the loss of 12.6 billion rupees recorded in the previous year. The report adds the airline suffered the impacts of an additional cost of 14.3 billion rupees incurred on cancellation of 3 A350-900 aircraft on lease agreement during the review period of 2017 and the closure of the Bandaranaike International Airport for the first 3 months of 2017. It is believed Sri Lankan Airlines suffered an approximate loss of $40 million during the period when the Katunayake Airport was closed for renovations last year. The national carrier was compelled to cancel 190 flights in January 2017 alone. 205 flights were cancelled in February, while 227 flights were terminated in March. In April, around 40 flights were cancelled, making it a total of 662 flights cancelled during the period of the renovations. As reported by Newsfirst on the 9th of September last year, even though the airline is drowning in debt, there were 4 officials in the top management of the airline who enjoyed monthly allowances of over 3 million rupees. Suren Watwata, the former CEO of Sri Lankan Airlines, was among the officials who enjoyed a monthly remuneration of over 3 million rupees. Even though 4 top officials at the airline enjoyed such monthly remuneration packages, Sri Lankan Airlines had to bear an extra cost of nearly $2 million for failing to return an Airbus A320 aircraft leased from an Indian company within the stipulated time period. Recently, Sri Lankan Airlines lost its certification from the European Aviation Safety Agency based on a number of shortcomings. In April this year, a new chairman and board of directors were appointed to Sri Lankan Airlines after the previous board resigned. The resignation of the board was anticipated soon after President Maithripala Sirisena decided to appoint a 5-member presidential commission to investigate allegations of fraud and corruption in Sri Lankan Airlines, Sri Lankan Catering Limited and Mihin Lanka Private Limited. According to the investigations carried out by the commission, the national carrier had suffered a loss of approximately 143 billion rupees from 2006 to 2018, with liabilities of over 167 billion rupees. The CEO at the center of this controversy had taken an early retirement. But won't these losses finally have to be borne by the people of this nation? In addition, is there any assurance to say Suren Ratwatta will not leave the country while investigations are underway, just as fugitive former central bank governor Arjuna Mahendran, who is hiding in Singapore and is wanted over the central bank treasury bond scam? Mere assurances and undertakings must be looked into very carefully by the authorities. Therefore, it is indeed wise to retain his passport and ensure he remains in the country until the inquiry of the Presidential Commission is over. Chairman of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. This is over to you.
Meanwhile, Sri Lanka's second international airport is left without a single scheduled flight from today after the only airline using the remote facilities scrapped its daily service. Dubai's Fly Dubai gave no reason for the pullout from Matta International, built by the former regime and financed with Chinese loans.
The airport is located inside a wildlife sanctuary and in the middle of a migratory route for birds. It's a 5-hour, 250-kilometer drive from the capital, Colombo. Several aircraft have hit birds since it opened in 2013, and 2 years ago, the military deployed hundreds of troops to clear the deer, wild buffalo and elephants off the sprawling facility. The airport, which cost an initial $210 million and employs some 550 workers, has failed to generate enough business to pay staff, let alone make a profit. Rajapaksa's administration had offered hefty concessions and initially attracted Air Arabia and Fly Dubai. Air Arabia pulled out after only a few weeks. Even Sri Lanka's national carrier Sri Lankan Airlines stopped flying to Mattala in 2015, saying the move saved them $18 million annually.
State Minister Palitha Rangebandara's son, Yashoda Rangebandara, has been remanded until the 12th of this month following an order issued by the acting magistrate of Nugegoda. The order was issued after the acting magistrate visited the Sri Jayawardhanapura hospital where the suspect is receiving treatment.
Yashoda Rangebandara, who was receiving treatment at the Sri Jayawardhanapura hospital, was arrested this morning by the officials attached to the Arachikattu police. He was arrested on the charges of misuse of state property, driving under the influence and causing a motor accident. 4 people, including Yashoda Rangebandara, sustained injuries following the motor accident that occurred on the early hours of last Wednesday near the Kottapitiya junction in Arachikattu. The accident was caused after the cab crashed through a wall and then damaged a house. Police said a sword, a bottle of foreign liquor was discovered in the cab Yashodarange Bandara was travelling in. The accident occurred on the Chilaputla main road at the Bangadeniya Kottapitia junction. Police said the vehicle was attached to the Skills Development and Vocational Training Ministry. At the time of the accident, Yashodarange Bandara, chairman of the Putlam Pradesh Sabha and 2 others were in the vehicle.
Issuing a media release, State Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development and Rural Economic Affairs, Dilip Vedaralchi, said that the government will take steps to reduce the price of a litre kerosene oil by 25 to 30 rupees. The decision was reached following the discussions held with the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Finance.
The price of kerosene was increased by 130% during the pricing amendments brought forward by the government on fuel. According to State Minister Dilip Vedaralchi, the price reduction was prompted by hardships faced by the fishing community and other low-income families. Around 2 million fishing families are facing difficulties as a proper system was not implemented. Fishermen in Nigambo, Chilab have stayed back from setting out to sea as they charge the discussions held with the Minister of Fisheries and Minister of Finance were futile. The fishermen did not engage in fishing today as well. Fisheries trade unions say a strike action will be launched if immediate measures are not taken to resolve the issue. The government has decided to reduce the price of a litre of kerosene to 70 to 80 rupees, although a decision on a concessionary program is not prepared as yet.
Environmentalists continue to allege that there are attempts being made to provide lands in the Knuckles Forest Reserve to investors. In response to these allegations, Minister Lakshman Kiriella said no investments have been approved to take place in the Knuckles Forest Reserve. Today, Newsfirst visited the area in question.
Minister, you haven't done anything, is it?
Nothing has been done. I will have to teach all of you Sinhalese.
Environmentalists say this is going to happen. Don't get so angry.
Even though environmentalists say they have to mention that it is happening here or there, you can't just say things. How can you say that?
The most important officials, the wildlife conservation officials, haven't been brought here today, Minister.
We told them, but they haven't showed up.
You're saying they haven't come in spite of Mr. Kiriella's request? My question is still valid. Don't leave, Minister. Let's clear the issue.
Though the minister made such a statement, the truth is something very different.
What you can see is a process taking place to remove a certain type of quartz and then being sent off for some business activity. We are now here with the custodian of this enterprise.
මේ ව්‍යාපාරයේ බාරකරු අප හමු වුණා මේ ස්ථානයේදීම මේ පිළිබඳව තත්ත්වය දැනගන්න. ඔබතුමාගේ නම සහ ආයතනය කියන්න.
මම චාමින්ද ධර්මසිරි ව්‍යාපෘතිය කරන කළමනාකරුවෙන් තමයි ගියා කරන්නේ.
මොන ආයතනයේද නියෝජනය කරන්නේ?
I am Chamit Dharmasiri and I am the project manager. We have taken this over as a private venture. In December 2016, we put forward tenders and 6 months later, the El Kadua plantations called me and asked me to present facts. We presented all our facts and in June 2017, I was awarded the tender. We have obtained the approval from all the respective government organizations.
ටෙන්ඩරින් එක ලැබුණා. ඊට පස්සේ රාජ්‍ය ආයතන මීට අදාළ තියෙන සියලුම ආයතන වලින් අපි පූර්ණ අනුමැතිය අරගෙන තමයි මේ කරගෙන යන්නේ.
This is an ongoing project at the Ratwatte estate, which comes under the El Kadua plantations located in the Dumbara range. The area covers 9 divisional secretariats across 2 districts in the Central Hills. A private businessman has been permitted to remove quartz in a 4-acre area of the land.
It is clear, though the minister made a statement, approval has not been given for the project. The estate has issued an invoice for this, and the removal of the rocks is a means of income for the plantation. This is just one process, and the estate superintendents as well as the estate workers will bear testaments to these incidents.
In 2010, the Knuckles Range was named as a World Heritage Site. An environmental organization point out there is an attempt to use these lands for various projects. In order to ensure Knuckles was named as a World Heritage Site, the then Minister of Environment Faisal Mustafa rendered a great service.
Environmentalists continuously work towards naming the Knuckles Range a World Heritage Site. There are certain conditions so that one cannot engage in any construction within the site. We toured Brazil for 14 days and we faced a number of challenges. We have a responsibility here. If some construction is taking place in that area, it must be done with the intention of not harming this World Heritage Site. Be it politicians or economists, if acts are being done to destroy this area, that cannot be termed as a betrayal to the nation. If a wrong decision was made, it is important to rectify that issue. That is a moral thing to do.
Yesterday, Minister Lakshman Kiriyala challenged there is no construction taking place in this area in question. In the face of further questions, the minister left the media briefing, and today we challenge the minister to say how approval was given for the construction to take place. You might recall how Minister Kiriyala avoided the questions posed by the media over the Central Expressway and fled a media briefing.
Yesterday, there was a media briefing at the Government Information Department. We witnessed the conduct of Minister Lakshman Kiriyala. Is this the example given by Minister to the people of this country? When the media personnel were properly posing questions to him, he made accusations to the media and avoided the questions. It is clear that the project is steered based on his monetary needs. Such indisciplined ministers are trying to sell these things. We wish to question what will be the fate of this country. The Ceylon Electricity Board Engineers Union says it will continue with its trade union action in the coming days, and they demand the long-term generation plan presented by them be implemented. Power outages were reported from several areas today as well.
Power outages were experienced in Kadawatha, Ganemulla and several other areas in the Gampaha district. Meanwhile, locals from the Norachole protested this morning over the disruption to the supply of electricity in the area. A large number of locals protested obstructing the access road to the Lakvijay power plant in the Narakkalye area. Police intervened and provided an opportunity for protesters to hold discussions with the engineers of the Lakvijay power plant.
Sirasa TV, the People's Channel, will be celebrating its 20th anniversary on the 10th of June.
Awareness was created yesterday about the new set of programs which will be prepared in line with the 20th anniversary. Representatives of advertising firms and commercial businesses attended the event.
As leaders, we knew that we would show the way. Even today, we dare to make the impossible possible and carve our own path, knowing others would follow. We dare to dream and inspire and blaze our own trail. That has been the culture of the Capital Maharaj organization, and that is the culture of our media network. From the beginning, we added one more very important ingredient to our multidimensional approach to broadcasting. The most important one, in my view, were more than a statement of belief. In building brand Sirasa TV, we saw the connection between the people, our consumers, and the brand affinity. This most important ingredient was power to the people, and thus Sirasa TV, the People's Channel, was born.
Sirasa TV is ready to bring to its viewers a new set of programs from the 11th of next month during all 7 days.
Good morning.
Good morning.
සතුටු ඉරිදා කියලා ලියාගෙන.
Happy Sunday.
හරියට.
Saman gire hiru deviya.
සුභාවිත ටෙලිනාට්‍ය කලාවේ පුනරුණු පිය සෙනෙහස.
හැම පැය භාගයකටම සැරයක් බඩු මල්ල.
A gift pack will be given every 30 minutes. Every week, a family will be given a chance to visit the Universal Studio. Not just that, a vehicle will be gifted every week. That could be a motorcycle, a three-wheeler or a car. The winners will be selected during teledramas. We will select a winner based on the SMS we received. We will create a brand from 7:30 to 10:30 named Sirasa Tele Sanakeliya. Gifts will be given during this time period. Be ready to join us on this new journey.
මේ තෑගි සනකලිය සිද්ධ වෙන්නේ.
The final winner will receive a Mercedes-Benz car as a gift.
Let's now take a look at the illustrated news by cartoonist Asanga Ladwahetti. At the Asian Junior Athletic Championship, the Sri Lankan team created a new Asian record to win gold and also clinch 3 silver medals. Now, questions were raised in Parliament over the transmission of the TNL network being sealed. Now, for more details on this story, do log into our website www.newsfirst.lk. With that, we wrap up Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. For the News First team, I'm Sandru Ferdinando. Do take care and good night.